Hey guys, Bryson Taylor. Welcome back to today's video. So just the other day, I was kind of sitting around, listening to some tunes, listening to some guitar solos, and I got to thinking about all of my favorite guitar solos, what they are, who played them, what band cut them, stuff like that. My favorite guitar solo of all time, if you're new to this channel, or maybe I haven't said it on here before, but it's Hotel California by the Eagles. I think it is just one of the most beautifully crafted solos to serve the song, that's ever been wrote or probably will ever be written. I think it's just one of the greatest guitar solos in my opinion. And I got to thinking about it and I was like, a lot of people feel that way. It's a popular guitar solo. It's kind of up there on most people's probably, I would say, top 10, top 20 list somewhere. And I was kind of thinking, I was like, there's a lot of solos that I personally like that just aren't held in the highest regard. They're not on that top 10 list or, top 20, maybe even top 50 list, of greatest guitar solos of all time, because when we think of greatest guitar solos, we think of Stairway to Heaven, we think of Freebird, Hotel California, Comfortably Numb, solos like that. But I think there's so many underappreciated, criminally underrated guitar solos out there. And today I wanted to make a video on that. So today we're going to be looking at my personal top 10 list of underrated guitar solos. Now again, this is just my opinion. I know there's plenty of other underrated guitar solos, but to kind of keep the list short, I limited it to 10, which believe me, I have a lot more I could have added. But it's all in the spirit of fun, just 10 solos that I think are criminally underrated. Hopefully you guys agree, but let's dive in and look at these solos. I just spit everywhere.
Of course, Mama's gonna help build the wall.
I think it's worth adding, in my opinion, for someone who kind of thinks like me. I love the shred stuff, I love the fast playing. I'm a huge Eric Johnson fan, the fast, rolling fives, kind of pentatonic, Joe Bonamassa stuff. I love that. That's my bread and butter. But when I think of a guitar solo, in my opinion, the best guitar solos that exist are the ones that serve the song the best. Not necessarily who's playing the fastest, who's got the best legato, vibrato, all that jazz. Just who created and, critique their solo to fit and serve the song to make it sound the best. What solo serves the song the best? That's kind of how I view a guitar solo, as, to kind of more or less what it should be. Not that, I don't love the shred stuff. Like I just said, I'm a huge fan of that stuff, but just in regards to the song, what should that solo sound like? And that's my opinion of a guitar solo. It should serve the song more than anything. And, I think all of these solos really accomplish that. They serve the song. They sound great. They might not be the most flashy solos that were ever written, but they do their job, and I think they're criminally underrated. So if you guys agree, disagree, let me know in the comments. If you guys have a solo that you're like, man, you completely missed that off the list, drop it down below. Put it down there so I can see it. I'll definitely check it out if I haven't already. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day.